Hello and welcome back to Man vs Film. Happy 2021, it's a new year and, well, let's face it, it can't be any worse than last year, but we're going to start the year off with 10 fantastic movies for you to check out this month. So let's get started. Number 10, The History of Future Folk. Two aliens from the planet Hondo have come to take over our planet, but when they discover an amazing human invention called music, they immediately abandon their mission, head to a tiny Brooklyn bar and start the universe's first Hondonian bluegrass duo, the Future Folk. One of those really quirky and weird indie movies that you know instantly whether you're going to hate it or love it. I offer the idea of giving it a chance. I find it really fun and quirky and not overbearing. We've got really good characters, some really wonderful musical choices and a real sense of oddity and fun within this movie. It's something strange, it's something different. You may not like it, but you've got to appreciate the effort behind it. Number 9, The Happytime Murders. A murder mystery set in a world where humans and puppets coexist. But puppets are viewed as second-class citizens. When the puppet cast of a 90s children TV show begin to get murdered one by one, a former cop who has since become a private eye takes on the case. The Happytime Murders is a great idea, and it takes a tired formula of this tale, which you have seen done many times before, and kind of reinvigorates it by putting these puppets in place of a lot of the human characters that you would normally have had. Unfortunately, I just feel like it didn't go far enough to push the boundaries of what these characters do. It does have its fun moments, it does have its atypical kind of moments within its storytelling, but there is some standout sequences this one. They make it enough to recommend. Number 8, 999. A gang of criminals and corrupt cops plan the murder of a police officer in order to pull off their biggest heist yet across town. A wonderful cast and a terrific heist in this movie that is gritty, downright dark, bloody and foreboding all the way through it. There is wonderful performances from the simply mesmeric cast of wonderful character actors. There is a sense of real violence and urgency, and like I said, that foreboding dread comes all the way through it, where you really feel like any character could and probably will die throughout the course of this movie. It's not a cheerful action movie, it's more of a kind of downbeat, dark one if you're looking for that kind of thing. Number 7, Braven. Joe Braven is a logging company owner who lives with his family in Canada. Joe's father, Lyndon, is suffering from dementia and mistakes a woman in the bar for his wife, prompting a barroom brawl that leaves Lyndon in the hospital. The family decide to take a break at their secluded log cabin where they run into trouble from a drug dealer who wants to use Joe's business as a front for his cocaine operation. Jason Momoa stars in this kind of throwback to 80s action movie. We're giving a little bit of a story and a nice connection between Joe and his father as they have this abrasive relationship where things aren't quite where they should be, and then they take everybody to a cabin, unleash bad guys, and it becomes the atypical action movie that I really do quite enjoy. It is spectacularly silly at moments, but I just don't care. You get fun action, you get good fights, you get a bad guy that you really want to root against, a good guy that you want to root for, and some one-liners that are good enough. Number 6, The Girl on the Third Floor. Liz buys an old house and Don, her husband, who is unemployed, goes with his dog Cooper first to renovate the house. Soon he learns from his neighbour Ellie that the house was a brothel many years ago. Then he meets another neighbour, Sarah, and soon the house shows supernatural events, and Milo, Dawn and Liz learn that the place is haunted with a sordid past. The Girl on the Third Floor is a really nice horror movie. It's low budget, minimal characters, but it oozes, well, quite a few things as you'll see within the movie, but most of all atmosphere, as we have these characters who, are they real? Are they not? Are they all within our character Don's mind? Are things really going bump in the night? Or is the solitude and the lack of companionship getting to him as he just works away most of his hours. It's really well done. It's got a great sense of special effects, a great sense of atmosphere, and it does have some particularly scary moments and some particularly gory ones as well. Number 5, Enter the Dragon. Lee, a man recruited by an agency to investigate a tournament hosted by Han, since they believe that he has an opium trade there. Roper and Williams are former armour buddies since Vietnam, and they enter the tournament due to different problems that they have. It's a deadly tournament. They will enter it on an island, and it's Lee's job to get the other 2 out there alive while stopping the bad guy and saving the day. Bruce Lee stars in this iconic martial arts action movie filled with a plethora of B-movie acting gods. If you haven't seen this one, you have really been missing out. It is wonderfully staged, and it shows you why Bruce Lee has such that legacy after him, that magnetic, captivating image that he has on screen, the wonderfully iconic fight scenes like the mirror fight at the end, the weapon that Han uses to score Bruce Lee's chiseled body. It is action gold and well worth checking out. Number 4, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. A wannabe scientist accidentally launches his new invented machine that converts water into food, into the atmosphere, which causes his island to start raining food. But things run out of control, and it's up to the young inventor, beside a small-time New York weather girl, to save the world from a dangerous mutant food threat. I love Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It's a movie that I never really gave a chance until my kids were watching it, and I kind of sat down and got captivated by the quirky characters, the oddball sensibilities. It feels like a movie aimed at kids, but adults can quite clearly enjoy a lot of what is going on here as well. It's uniquely designed, its oddball tale is both familiar and different enough to really captivate you. The storytelling goes in avenues that I really wasn't expecting, and for a kids animated movie, I found myself really enraptured by the characters, the situation and the oddball plot. Number 3, Chef. Carol Casper is an acclaimed chef with a family life that seems as decaying as his artistic freedom. Those frustrations boil over into a raucous, viral videoed public confrontation against a restaurant critic who panned his cooking. Now with his career ruined, Carol's ex-wife offers an unorthodox solution in Miami: refit an old food truck to offer quality cooking on his own terms. Jon Favreau seems to have the golden touch. Just whatever he makes is just simply wonderful. Chef is another one of those movies where he stars as the main character as well, and it's just easy going, easy to watch. One of those movies that you can really just get behind. You want this character to succeed on his little life mission to just bring beautiful food to everybody. It makes me incredibly hungry while I watch it, but I'm always enamoured with this character, his journey and how he gets there, and the people that go along with him who trust in his abilities go along for the ride. It's just great. Number 2, Nocturnal Animals. A story inside a story, in which the first part follows a woman named Susan who receives a book manuscript from her ex-husband, a man she left 20 years earlier, asking for her opinion. The second element follows the actual manuscript called Nocturnal Animals, which revolves around a man whose family vacation turns violent and deadly. It also continues to follow the story of Susan, who finds herself recalling her first marriage and confronting some dark truths about herself. If that synopsis kind of confused you, well, the movie's not going to make it much clearer, but it has some A-grade acting here from wonderful actors. It has this really choppy storyline of 2 different stories going on, both of which are equally captivating, both of which mirror themes within each tale in different forms, one more brutal than the other depending how you look at it, and it is just an utterly captivating, unusual, unique movie. I really like Nocturnal Animals. It's one that I think you have to work with to get through, but it is ultimately really rewarding. Number 1, Mank. 1940, film studio RKO hires 24-year-old wunderkid Orson Welles under a contract that gives him full creative control of his movies. For his first film, he calls in washed-up alcoholic Herman J. Mankiewicz to write the screenplay. That film is Citizen Kane, and this is the story of how it was written. David Fincher's latest movie is again a wonderful piece of entertainment, a character study of Mank, this person who is washed up, who's washed out of Hollywood, who's disregarded in all kinds of sense, and puts him in a situation where he creates his best work. And as we watch him create this story, we flash back to his life. You get to see what made him the way he is, the way he moved through Hollywood, unwilling to take anybody's crap where everybody else seemed to bend the knee, and how he ultimately, well, it did lead to self-destruction within that career. But it's really well directed and told, and it has these wonderful performances along with terrific characters who you're genuinely engaged with. And the words and the rhythm of speaking that comes out of Gary Oldman's terrific Mank character is just downright delightful to hear. When he goes in a tirade, it is nothing less than wonderful. So there we have it. 10 fantastic movies for you to check out in January, new year, new list of movies, and let's hope it's going to be a much better year. I hope you find something here that you really liked, something that sparked a bit of interest in you. If I've missed something off my list, or if there is something that should have been on it, let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.